This is very, very creative. A couple of questions. One, you estimated the upfront cost. What would be the long-term sustainability of a project like this?
Well, with this system, geothermal power takes very little maintenance. It doesn't require new input of fluid because this is a closed system. At most, it'll be maybe the replacement of the butane or the pentane at times to keep the system going. But other than that, this doesn't really require heavy maintenance. It doesn't require like a fuel source. So the long-term applications of this, I mean, geothermal is still a new energy source. These places, Iceland and stuff, have had it for about 2 decades. So as for long term, it's still it's undetermined, but it's projected to be like a conservative projection would be 40 years, but it's very possible to go on for much longer than that, since this is essentially a limitless resource.
What would be very, very interesting in your projections of cost, what would be the crossover point in time to make the decision of build versus buy? I'm buying fuel or I'm building this, so what does that look like? It give you a very, very powerful statement. The second one is related to bartering, doctors for, I'm not sure that's necessarily the case. Bartering has been going on for some time. What is much more relevant here is that you're bartering at a non-market price, okay, which is completely unsustainable, and specifically with the country that you're picking up the petroleum from. So now what would be a disaster for Cuba is Venezuela goes down, now you got to renegotiate the whole deal, now you're done.
Yeah, the main goal of this is to exactly avoid that. With the troubles that are happening in Venezuela, is very unsure of this deal, if it's going to be able to come through to 2020 as originally planned. But the main idea of this project is for Cuba to be independent. So as to avoid disasters like you just explained. So that is our goal with this geothermal facility.
It looks like this is a very technical, your proposal is a very technical. It poses both on the technical and the economical side. Have you thought about, knowing that Cuba is nowhere near having that capital to make this investment, have you thought about any alternative funding mechanism that can use in order to accomplish this?
We considered a few sources for the funding. Currently, for the deal they have set with Venezuela between its initiation in 2005 and its expiration in 2020, they've been estimated to be receiving a gift of $6 to $8 billion in excess for the trade, and that could be used as a source of funding in addition to the 60,000 barrels of oil per day that they re-export once they receive. And also, they've been seeking an international financer for an expansion for their largest refinery in Cienfuegos. And China has expressed some interest in financing that project, and they've estimated to be willing to donate or finance it up to $8 billion, which could be another source that could be redirected to this project. So those are some sources we've considered for the initial investment to come from.